years-Kev.o.Rocks in the house. Hello, Kev-O-Maniacs. This is Kev.o.Rocks, and welcome to another video. And today, this is the remastered version of my old video from 2015. Is called, well, probably you already know what that is. It's called Gran Turismo History Tour. So yeah, I'm doing it again, but this time a little bit more detailed, because from my old video, I was just saying simple words here and there and that. It's my first time doing that kind of history tour, but this time I'm trying to explain it to you right now in the full detail. I'm not gonna do my I'm gonna do my best to give you details. I'm not really that good of bringing some single piece detail like a puzzle piece. Anyway, the original video that I recorded from about the Gran Turismo history is in November 30th, 2015. So for now, I'm going to remake this video and re-show it to you guys about the history about Polyphony Digital's famous racing simulator series. And oh yeah, as at this moment, the other Gran Turismo games like the Concept series, the Prologues, the HD, and Gran Turismo Sport. Oh yeah, and also the PSP Gran Turismo game will not be in the video. We're not going to be in that list. We're sticking with the main games, the main Gran Turismo games for this video. So without any further ado, Kev-O-Maniacs, let's revisit the history, and I hope you will enjoy this nostalgic video based on the original. Let's do it. Gran Turismo 1. Ah yes, Kev-O-Maniacs. The very first Gran Turismo game released for maybe around in 1997, 1998, I don't remember. Well, I don't know what was the beginning year of the very first game of the series that starts the whole series. Anyway, yeah, Gran Turismo 1 is the first start from Polyphony Digital's success of racing simulator series. Anyway, it does bring up those first cars, probably from Mazda, Subaru, Chevys, and other cars that were available on that very first game. And it does bring out those iconic, the first iconic tracks that became famous throughout the years. Like, for example, not Super Speedway. I apologize. That came from a later game. I meant High Speed Ring, Trial Mountain, Grand Valley Speedway, and so on. And it does bring out the great memories from the very first game for the PS1, and it's became one of the most iconic racing games of the series, like I mentioned. And it's man, stuff in my throat. Sorry about that. What I'm trying to say here is that it just brings up a very good start for Polyphony Digital's steps of success of their greatest racing franchise of the entire PlayStation era. And I didn't get the picture from the back because I don't have that game, but you saw what it looks like, and it does kick up a memory up a notch in your mind. Like, whoa, I remember this. This is so cool. Anyway, let's get on with another game. Gran Turismo 2. Polyphony Digital decided to make a sequel based on the famous success of Gran Turismo 1. They added more cars, more tracks, and also they added rally courses to race on, like to do rally races. But single player, they just do it at time trials and also beat their ghost. But playing multiplayer, you could race at each other with dirt rally cars or the cars that you got from simulator mode. And speaking of simulator mode, Polyphony Digital put 2 discs for Gran Turismo 2, so that way they have the choice to play arcade mode disc or simulator mode disc. And also they, like I mentioned about they added more cars. One of the most iconic cars in Gran Turismo 2, in my opinion, is Suzuki Escudo Rally Car, Pikes Peak version, and Toyota GT1 Road version. Even though there is a race car version of GT1, but the road version does bring up the notch here, and it gets great memories about it. And plus, probably this game was around in 1999, based on a 1998 Gran Turismo 1 success for the PS1 as well. You probably saw the back of the case, what it looks like, how the game works out and stuff. I don't have to show you because well, I don't want to waste you guys' time anyway. Yeah, and it like I mentioned about the tracks as well, like for example, Pikes Peak, what else? Special Stage Route 5, or is it was around that? It was around Gran Turismo 1? I don't remember. But anyway, yeah. It does bring up one of the most iconic legendary games, especially the sequel one in the PlayStation 1 era. Now let's get on with the good stuff. Let's go on to another game. Gran Turismo 3. Since Gran Turismo 1 and 2 became iconic and most fun racing simulator in the PlayStation era, Polyphony Digital is ready to make another Gran Turismo game, since they now notice that Sony PlayStation, Sony themselves, made PlayStation 2 around maybe around in 1999 or the early 2000s, and they decided to bring and also I forgot to mention, it brings out the Gran Turismo games as the flagship for like a racing flagship for Sony PlayStation. That's cool. Anyway, back to the main topic about the history. Anyway, from around probably mid 2000s, since Sony announced the PS2, like the PlayStation 2 console, Polyphony Digital would take the challenge up to the main course, like turn it up for as a added challenge to able to make an awesome racing series for the upcoming console, and it's none other than Gran Turismo 3. Like, based on those two successful Gran Turismo games for the PS1. They decided to do another successful Gran Turismo game for the PS2. So anyway, Gran Turismo 3, it has some enhanced graphics, and it does bring up the cool visual, and also bring in those nostalgic sound effects from the old games, mostly on the Gran Turismo 2, because it has those Gran Turismo 2 sound effects on Gran Turismo 3, and also the other cars that were added into the game. They added more cars, like the Le Mans cars, like I said before in the beginning of the video, I'm not really good at bringing like a specific piece of details, but I'm doing my best to give you guys those. It has more tracks as well. Oh yeah, and also I forgot to mention, Super Speedway has been added on the Gran Turismo 2, and also it's here on Gran Turismo 3 as well. And they had like more songs, like real artist songs, and also some step dubs in Gran Turismo 3. Well, that's all I could think of if I could find it. And other things that's happening from Polyphony Digital's fantastic masterpiece. So let's get on with another game that you might probably are familiar with or excited about to see right now, if you're interested. Let's see another one. Gran Turismo 4. So, Gran Turismo 4, made by Polyphony Digital, still around in the PlayStation 2 era. After the success of Gran Turismo 3, they decided to bring the fourth series to the Gran Turismo franchise in the PlayStation 2, during the PlayStation 2 era. They add like over 700 cars and more tracks, and it became a little more enhanced on the graphics, or probably similar to Gran Turismo 3 graphics. but probably might be the same. Depends of whatever engine the Polyphony Digital may have, like, to make the fourth Gran Turismo game more awesome. And also on that specific game, Kev.o.Maniacs, Gran Turismo 4, probably around during the mid-2000s. There is a different kind of car or type of car that were in Gran Turismo 4. And you probably might know what I'm talking about when I said that on the original video. Gran Turismo 4 has trucks. You know, like, you know, Toyota Tundra, Dodge Ram, Ford F-150. Yeah, these kinds of trucks. And also there's Land Rovers there. And also, oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, in Gran Turismo 4, if you pass 100% of your game completion, it will give you a Formula 1 car, which is Polyphony Formula Gran Turismo car, and that's really cool and all. And that's the detail I found out from people who play this game. Anyway, yeah, there's more than like over 700 cars in Gran Turismo 4 to make it more fun and awesome. Plus, better tracks, and also there's one drag race, and it's in a Las Vegas drag race. That's really cool. I mostly drive on it, like, to test out how fast the car that I tuned up and purchased it from GT mode. And also, it just brings, like, some kind of, like, Gran Turismo 2 vibes. Like, continuing doing those kinds of vibes from Polyphony Digital, giving us Gran Turismo players those kinds of vibes, trying to purchase vehicles, save credits, and buy vehicles, also tune them up to make it more faster, even more cool, you know what I'm saying? That's really amazing for Polyphony Digital. And back then, I did say Polyphony from my old videos, and also my Gran Turismo 2 arcade mode and simulator mode, mostly arcade mode gameplay before I did the playlist of Gran Turismo 2. I apologize. Remember, it's Polyphony Digital. I got it covered. I'm good. We're good. Anyway, let's get on with another game. Gran Turismo 5. Polyphony Digital is at it again. Since Gran Turismo 3 and 4 became famous, just like Gran Turismo 1 and 2 for the PS1, and also that happened again on the PS2, to know how fun racing simulation is, like to go behind the wheel, drive cars, and that's when they kick up an idea, like bringing the simulation to the next level, since Sony just released a PS3 console, the fat version, the original fat PS3. Probably around 2006, like 2006, or I don't know what year it is. And that the original main Gran Turismo 5 game maybe got released around 2010 or 2011. I don't quite remember. But after the prologue and the HD and prologue, they finally made the main Gran Turismo 5 game to make it more official, to become official. And Gran Turismo 5 has probably some different tracks, probably replaced from the old ones, some of the old ones, and bring in the new ones. And the classic tracks like High Speed. See Part 2 to continue on the Gran Turismo history tour. I'll see you there.